few years into our marriage, when I was just starting to experiment with baking more than just chocolate chip cookies and brownies, Mike asked me if I could make strudel. I had no idea how to make strudel, but me being me, I wanted to try it. I did some research and everything told me to buy either puff pastry or phyllo dough. I really wanted to make my own dough. This was a bad idea. But I found a recipe that said it was a Jewish Scottish strudel. I have no idea what this was actually supposed to be, but it ended up making a kind of apple-filled bread. It was good, but it definitely was not strudel. And honestly, I haven't tried to make strudel since. I'm older and wiser now and have no grandiose feelings that I have to always make everything as difficult as possible and always make my own dough from scratch. So we're going to use phyllo dough today. I'm going to try to make Edd Kimber's apple strudel from his book, Say It With Cake. Come bake with me. Okay, I need 1 1/4 pounds of apples. I weighed these. That made about 4. I forgot how to do math for a second. I need the juice of 1 lemon, so I'm gonna get that now. If you're wondering if I really drop the apples that often when I am peeling them, the answer is yes. Unfortunately, yes, I do. I tend to hold things when I'm peeling them very loosely because I'm terrified of cutting myself, so I drop them in the sink a lot. It doesn't matter what it is. Apples, carrots, potatoes, guaranteed, it'll end up in the sink. Okay, the juice of 1 lemon. To core our apples. And then slice them. I found these, I'm using ambrosia apples. I discovered them at my grocery store recently, and they are amazing. They're sweet and tart, and I used them in the Disney video for the baked apple recipe, which was sadly one of the better things to come out of that video. But the apples themselves baked up great. So if you see them in your store, I recommend them. Okay, we're gonna pour our lemon juice on to keep these from browning. I'm gonna woogie that around. And then we'll go play with our phyllo dough, because I am not making my own strudel pastry. All right, we're gonna mix our filling. So I'm gonna use flour, more flour, brown sugar, cinnamon. I'm gonna mix this up before adding in the raisins. Raisins. All right, I'm gonna set that aside. Okay, under this towel, I have my phyllo dough. I'm going to build our pastry now. And I bought my phyllo dough and it was frozen, so of course I immediately went to make this today and realized, yeah, the phyllo dough is frozen. You have to unfreeze it before you can use it. So it is 3 hours later than I had planned to make this. But I'm very carefully going to put this single, very delicate sheet of phyllo dough on my baking sheet. That's what this is called. We're going to brush with butter, which, thank goodness, is supposed to be melted and not at room temperature, because we all know how that goes. All right, I'm going to brush it with butter carefully. course it's torn. Wow, this is going to take a really long time to do. I also wonder if I have enough butter for 6 sheets. I guess we'll find out. It's better to do it this way, to go with the little lines. I'm pretty sure we don't want to tear it. Okay, so this sheet is clearly destroyed. It's a good thing they give you so many. So yeah, 2 tablespoons of butter is definitely not enough. I'm gonna go melt some more butter. Hold please. All right, I'm back with more butter. I think that was layer 3. Oh, crumbs. I've torn it again. Ah! Okay. Dude, this is weirdly stressful. Okay, this is the last layer. I knew phyllo dough was like delicate, but dude, it might be too delicate for me. Ah, what is happening? We're all gonna pretend that those wrinkles are supposed to be there. And that we like those wrinkles. It's exactly what we wanted to have happen. It's not. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side while I prep my apples. All right, we're gonna take our apples, we're gonna dump in our cinnamon sugar raisin mix and mix it up. Oh, crumbs. I was supposed to drain the apple juice or the lemon juice first. Well, I definitely didn't do that. So now we're going to take our admittedly too wet apples. Filming while baking is really hard. Okay, we're gonna line these up on one edge, and this is supposed to all fit, I guess. We're gonna roll it. Sure. Okay. Oh, it's already tearing. Just gonna take these apples out. They clearly don't want to be in there anyway. Okay. Slide this over. Tuck it under. Ah, no, please. Don't tear. Okay, we're gonna bake this and see how it goes. Well, honestly, that could have gone worse. So I'll take it. Now I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes and then dust it with powdered sugar. All right, it's cooled for a few minutes. So now we are going to dust on a coating of powdered sugar and then we're gonna try it. That looks like it snowed on that to me. All right, there are 3 people in my family and this has conveniently broken itself up into 3 slices. So I'm just gonna use where the pastry already broke as where I'm gonna cut, because we may as well make that look intentional. This is obviously all of the sugar, the lemon juice, the apple juice that came out, but honestly, I expected it to be way worse than this. The phyllo dough is very flaky.
Well, here are my final thoughts. First, what went wrong? On my channel, I'm always going to tell you when I screw up. I definitely should have remembered to drain the extra lemon juice from the apples. That's totally on me. Also, I guess I should have done more research into how big pieces of phyllo dough are when you buy them frozen. The ones I used were 9 by 14, which were obviously not big enough for the amount of apples that I had. I looked into it, and phyllo dough comes in a huge variety of sizes. Just doing a cursory Google search, I found ones that you can buy that are up to 16 by 18 inches. The next time, I think I'll try and make 2, and I'll put half the filling in each to make a more manageable strudel, as the 9x14 ones are the only kind sold at my grocery store. Just something to think about if you plan on making this, and you should. All my failings aside, this was great. The apples were perfectly cooked with a slight crunch that kept them from being mushy. And maybe it's that I didn't remember to drain the lemon juice, but the citrus added just a tiny bit of tartness that offset the sweetness of the brown sugar. The phyllo dough was a challenge to work with, and it's definitely different from traditional strudel pastry. But using frozen phyllo dough saved me hours of work and probably a lot of frustration trying to achieve that level of flakiness. The total time spent was just under an hour, including baking and all the extra time that filming adds to any project. Overall, I really enjoyed this and will absolutely be making it again. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload a new video every Friday. And hit that like button if you like this video. If you have a recipe that you'd like to see me try, please put it in the comments, and I'll see you next week.
Starting to experiment with baking. Wow, I can't read that at all. It was good, but it definitely was not strudel. Ugh. I forgot what I was saying. Right on the black line. 2 squares in. I have... Right. Okay. Trying again. I really, really wanted to make my own strudel. Dough. It's dough. Okay. Alright, that one wasn't too terrible.